So I'm going to give you a little, I'm going to ask you a question.
Снимается?
Okay.
Рекорд нажмите.
Everybody here is surgeon?
Yes,
I don't know.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes. What's your name?
Lena.
Lena, nice to meet you. I'm Joe. You're Lena.
Вадим.
Michael, I know somebody you know.
Daniel.
I already knew Daniel because we met.
Сергей.
Sergey?
Работает? Уже рекорд идет?
Okay, and what's your name?
Вазген.
Bazkin.
From Armenia.
From the Caucasus. All my friends are from the Caucasus. Okay, you go in the operating room and you set the machine, or the nurse sets the machine, right? Puts the numbers, cut and coax, correct? Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is yes, this is no.
Michael knows English.
What do you tell the nurse to put the machine on? She says, Dr. Michael, what number do you want?
Number 4.
Cut and coax, what do you use? What do you put this on?
Какие настройки ты даешь?
Sit down, relax.
Cutting is 30.
Well, it's whatever. So don't go by my numbers. I want to know what you use.
Тебе какие установки?
So 30,
Always we use 45 and 45.
45, 45. What do you use? Same? Because the boss uses 45, 45. Everybody uses 45, 45. You use 45? What would you like to use? You don't know. That's fine. You don't understand? The machine needs numbers. It has to be, you have to turn the machine on and do something. You know what it is?
30.
30, 30. 30, 30?
30.
30, 30? Спасибо.
It depends from 30 to 60.
Okay, but
Not more. Third cut is from 30 and cog is on 35.
okay. But more or less 30, 30.
Yes.
More or less.
From 30 to 50.
Okay, but pick one, because we need a number. On cut, what do you put it?
45.
Coax.
30.
14.
40, 40. Okay. Don't ask the boss. Never ask the boss. It's not good. Okay. So here's what you just told me. You all told, so I'm going to give you a trick.
Заходите.
It's very important. You all basically gave me
Заходите.
that what you use for cut, you use for coax. So 30, 30, 40, 40, 40, 40, whatever, except for him who had more cut. Okay? All right, I want you to look at this. This is cut. Cut goes to 300. This is coax. What does coax go to?
Not more than 200.
$120. So the maximum power that you get on cut is 300. The maximum power is 120. Cut, therefore, is 1/3. If you say 30, 30, the 30 on cut is 1/3 of max to coax. You understand that so far? Okay. So before you were all born, there used to be generators. And the generators didn't have these numbers like this. What they had was one, two, three, four, five. And this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the way you would set the machine is you'd go in and you'd say 2, 2. And everything was good. So you used the same number for cut as for coax. But 2 on cut was equal to 100. And 2 on coax was equal to 30. So when you were setting the machine, you were setting cut much higher than coag. Understand? No one ever told you that, and you were never taught how to set the machine. So most of you set the machine, cut and coag the same. But cut should be higher than coag, like double. So if you were going to do $30 on coag, you probably need $50 or $60 on cut in order to get the right tissue effect. And we talked about this, so you see that one goes to 300. That's why I wanted you here. Okay. So there are two types of generators that you can use. This is a brand new, state-of-the-art, beautiful generator. Very good. And this generator is isolated. What isolated means is that in order for the generator to work, the electricity has to return from the pad to the generator. If this generator was not isolated, this is in touch with ground. It's touching the ground. And when I do that, it would work. So old generators, if I do this, it will work. This generator won't work. Why? Because it's isolated. So this is saying electricity is not going back. This generator also has another thing, which is called return electrode monitoring. So in this pad, there are two electrodes. And these electrodes have to both have electricity on them, or contact, or the machine won't work. Turn around. You can't watch this. You're a young, no, I'm just kidding.
А вы видите бумажку со стола?
This is very cold all the time. It's done. Wow. So, you wear gloves in the operating room, correct? This will work now, incidentally. See, because it's completing the circuit now. So you wear gloves in the operating room, right? So, I don't have gloves. It's Russia. No money. Build tall buildings, no money for gloves. So I don't have gloves. What's going to happen?
You should cut.
It will work.
Why? Why? I don't have gloves. I'm going to get burned.
Big surface.
Yeah. So first of all, he's right. I have a big surface area. So I can activate this on here and it will burn. Nothing happens to me. Okay? Now, so you know what these things are. I'm going to go a little bit higher.
No,
Middle window.
no, the other one, the middle.
You should use middle window too.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Because it's plugged in.
How do I, oh, so I didn't have it. Maybe that was the problem. Thank you. We'll go with 30 to start and see. Yeah, that's better. Okay? Okay, now, what's cut and coag? Cut is electrosurgical cutting. So when you want to cut with this, you don't want to touch the tissue. And when you want to coag, you don't want to touch the tissue. See the sparks? Can you see the sparks?
It's crystal.
Problem is, it's shaking. So if I do it this way, maybe I can do it.
No, it's better to do it for camera.
Can you see? See, I'm not touching it. See the sparks I create? Now, watch the tip. See, the tip goes in. This is the coax. See, the tip doesn't go in. Goes in, doesn't go in. Because here, I'm using current only 6% of the time, high voltage, so I get surface coagulation. Here, I raise the temperature of the tissue, the cells, really fast. The water boils, cells explode. That's true cutting. If I touch the tissue with cut or with coag, it's pretty much the same thing. I have this higher now, so I'm going to get more on the coag, right? So, for example, people say, "Oh, it doesn't work on cut." Well, because if I turn this down, it's not going to work as well. See? It's all what you set it at. But even here, that's cut, and that's coag. Okay? Now, when I use this, if I use cut, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, which is 2468. And then I use coag, 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. This will produce more damage than that, which is not very easy to see here, but it is. I'm going to pass this around. You can feel these. Okay? Now, who don't you like?
What should I do?
You can just
Покажи,
pull
если
your
у тебя
chair up.
волосы есть,
Pull your
нажимай.
chair. Pull your chair up. Put this on your arm.
Where?
Put it around your arm. Oh, she's happy to help. It's good. It's very good. Okay, now, hey, you're not safe. You are going to be part of this. So is Dr. Sarkov.
I don't have medical insurance.
You have a will?
Yes, already.
Okay, as long as you have a will, it's okay. You have children?
Yes.
Good, they'll end up with money.
But only one.
Even better. Before there's two to share. Okay, what's going to happen?
No,
Nothing.
no surface.
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh my god.
Now, let go of me. You hold his hand. Hold it.
Хорошо,
Like you want to go on a date, okay? I know President Putin doesn't like that, but in America it's okay. Grab the hand. Give your hand to Dr. Sarkov. Dr. Sarkov, hold Ina's hand. Ina, hold my. See how I ended up with her holding my hand? You ready? Now Ina, let go. Let go. Let go.
Отпускай.
Doesn't work.
Вот.
Now it works.
Ну-ка.
Now let go.
A little bit.
It is working a little bit because it becomes an open circuit, but it's not the same. Hold it again. We should be able to not see any of it, but you're right. We saw a little bit. We'll We'll put it at Daniel's level.
Again.
Let go. Still getting a little, huh? Shouldn't. It shouldn't be coming through. Go ahead.
Maybe the table is.
Ah,
no.
maybe.
No. There's a reason why. It must be we just are high enough. Maybe I'm too high. See, it is a radio frequency card. Somehow there's a connection going on here. It's interesting. It shouldn't have that. Now, let go. Well, it should be. See, it's a lot less, but there is still some going. Grab me now. Grab.
Yeah.
Big one.
40. Okay. Okay, let go. You're getting a little leakage card. Shouldn't see so much. Normally that wouldn't work. Okay, you hold my arm. Good, that's fine. Okay. Lena, you do me a favor. Take that thing, hold my hand.
Me.
You hold. Yeah. No,
No, this.
you're going to separate them. Only halfway.
Okay.
But well, not yet. When I tell you.
Okay.
Okay? Go ahead.
Наполовину, наполовину.
See? So if the pad isn't complete, that shuts the machine down. Okay? Put it back. Okay? Because you separate the pad. So electricity just went through all of you, nobody got hurt. Electricity is very safe because the frequency is very high. This generator, the frequency is, I think, 397. The frequency is 472,000 cycles per second. And your nerves will only react at about 100,000. I'm not entirely sure why when she let go, we shouldn't see really anything, but we did, but that's the way it is. It's why it's a demonstration. Now, if you want to light a light bulb, you just need to make sure that you have good contact here. Then, you do not want to turn this on until you touch that.
In the pet over you.
You need to hold my arm. or I have to take it off and put it back on. If you do this, just do small amounts like this, because the bulb gets really hot. Okay? You have to touch this piece here, not this piece. If you touch this piece, you're sending electricity into your hand. The filament, the wire, attaches here. So go ahead. So you can turn it on. I'm using cut, incidentally. Alright. Now this light bulb is I'm going to show you something different. You have a hemostat, a snap, a hemostat, an Adson.
Зажим, принеси.
Just wrap it around the wire.
Петля.
Жалко, на камере не очень видно, может цвет.
Свет выключен.
You see?
А видно, что электрод на мне?
Да, но
Видно?
это история.
Смотришь?
I want you to notice something.
Не
This is coag.
Все показывать.
And with coag, you have high voltage, but it's only 6% of the time with that it's flowing. With cut, you have low voltage, but it flows all the time, 100% of the time. See the brightness? That's cut. Coag is not as bright. Because in coag, only 6% of the time are electrons flowing. And here, I have 100% of the time. But the voltage is lower. And because the voltage is lower, it doesn't get as deep. Sometimes you can see that, but not with this bulb. Okay? Now somebody asked a question. So, again, for some reason, I don't know why, he's close enough to me that it shouldn't be going on. I don't know why it is. Lift your feet off the ground. Take your hands off there while you're still on the chair. Yeah, I don't know why. It shouldn't be going on because what that is telling me, actually, you know what? That means what this is telling me is this isn't isolated.
We produced electricity from nothing.
Yes. That's why China and Russia made agreement.
Yeah.
So I think this is telling me that this isn't isolated. If this is, so remember I said this was isolated? This isn't isolated because we're making this work no matter what we do. Now see, now it's not burning.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now hold my arm.
Maybe you
Now let go.
became like a
Let go.
condensator.
Let go.
after.
I know. I actually now know why this one is, huh?
Humidity.
No.
No, it's, watch what happens. I don't know the answer to this.
Остаточное электричество.
If I, go ahead.
Он как конденсатор.
Are you married?
Yes.
No, that's too bad.
Oh,
Okay. Give me a little bit more. Is this on spray or fulgurate? Can you put this over here?
Какой режим?
Туда переключили
Yeah,
все.
put this over here. Okay. Okay, now I'm in the one I want. No?
Это другая.
Don't work?
It depends on
Okay, so come back here.
the night.
That's fine. I just don't know if I'm on spray or fulgurate. Doesn't matter. Okay. Let's see what happens here.
15.
No, I want higher. I need higher.
Детермин изгорела просто кнопочка.
Ooh, that's really high. Okay, let go. It's a little bit, but it's just forcing it out. But I don't know, it means to me it's not isolated. But see, now I get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that's happening. I don't know why that shouldn't be happening. That was very cool what just happened. Okay, I know what's happening. It's a radio wave. Here, it's a radio wave. Here's what just happened. I'm going to explain to you what just happened. Yeah, I got burnt right here. You can't, I don't really see it. This was just touching my hand. And I was holding this here. This is the only one that's working. This is not working. But there's a radio wave, and it's passing through this metal here. So I got burned. Sometimes if there's a trick, but I don't, you need a long needle, sewing needle.
Длинная иголка такая. Yeah.
And
Длинная.
Can I ask?
yeah,
It is still on. It is still on. It's not off.
Yeah, but it's not on. I didn't know. No, because I didn't push any button. It's a radio wave. So what happens is, if you took, do you have a paper clip?
Скрепочку есть?
У меня нет.
А не могут, потому что лампового написали.
Сейчас, можно.
Надо даже ламповым.
Они касаются доплаты? Касались провода?
Не касаются, тут через душ.
What is the reason for this? It's also red.
Yeah, so there's two possibilities. One, so the standard reason that one would say is it's leakage current. It's just unconnected there. So it's leakage current because this is too thin and the voltage is too high. Or it's what we call capacitance, capacitive coupling, because there's a current generated in the insulator as well as in the conductor. It's just lower power on the outside. And generally I would just say it's just because when you activate it there's a little electricity that comes out. That's the simplest way to understand. This may or may not work. What I know you can't do is hold this on your hand. Okay, make sure you don't let your ring touch this one. I want you to hold it like this. Okay. Hold my arm. Okay. Okay, here's a simple thing. If you feel anything funny or whatever, just let go, okay? I want you to almost touch it, like really light touch. Come down, touch it. I can't make it. It won't work. It's hard to work. This needs probably still to be thinner. Everybody get closer. You have to just touch it.
We have a needle with the same.
Let's try the needle. The problem is you need to hold it, but then you burn yourself, and I don't want you to get burned. Maybe I'm going to try it a different way. I'm going to see if I can do it this way.
Держи, принеси ножницы, а?
But what happens is, this is high frequency, it's like television, so it's a radio wave. It's a wave in the air, and it can get captured through a piece of metal, and it can burn. That's what happened here, I believe. Because this shouldn't be active. Here, touch this there. Touch, let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to try that, thank you. Touch that.
Just touch it without
Yeah.
press.
See.
Closer.
Yeah, so you don't have it. Let's see if I can make it work this way without touching it. Oh, wait a minute, I'm using the wrong one. Which one is on?
Both?
Both.
So this is the one I want.
Maybe higher.
I have a video I can send you of this. It's not working, so you have to just touch it. Anyways, that is what happened. I got burned. Try the snap again. I'm afraid that this is giving too much contact. Okay. Let's try this. Just touch it. Okay, well, we're not getting it here. But just know that it can go. All right, now. Daniel. Pull the orange. When people take a hemostat and you get burned, you think it's because you have a hole in the glove. Usually there's a hole,
Yeah.
right? But it's not. See, because oh, I got that. And how do you feel?
It's everything online.
Did you know what your eyes look like? Did you see his
I
eyes?
imagine.
Your eyes went. See? So, there's a few things I did, and I want all of you to always do this. If you do this, you won't hurt yourselves or somebody else. Don't turn this on till you touch the metal. Okay? Number 2, use this button, cut, not coag. Because it doesn't matter if it's cut or coag, but the voltage is lower here. And when Daniel is holding the hemostat, don't touch it up here, because you're touching near his finger and the electricity can go to your finger. Touch it down here, activate. Big surface area too. Now you've already moved your fingers way down low. Right now you're, okay, good. Then touch, now turn it on. Pull it away a little bit.
Вы делаете это каждый день, только на больном. Без апельсина.
Okay?
То же самое. У него... We do this every day because he is a patient with a hand. We take this, take that, and we do this every.
And every once in a while somebody gets burned.
Usually we use gloves. If I take this with gloves or without gloves, if I take not this, usually it's pincet. If I take carefully, I usually have a burn here because very
Small
small
surface.
surface.
And yes, so small surface, and also when you use a forceps, a pinza, you put it here and they usually come up at the top. That's the big reason, it's close to your hand.
Yeah.
So you're right, it's
And
surface
the
area,
try to
it's
find
location.
the way close.
Exactly. So, and if I had a glove, I'd make a hole in it and I can do this anyway. So it's not the hole. The hole happens afterwards. Now, sometimes nurses like to do this
Yeah, yeah.
to make sure it doesn't fall off the patient.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
I can
Yes,
turn it up
is.
higher
Yeah.
so the video can see it.
Понимаете, о чем идет речь, да?
Спасибо.
То есть мы пристегиваем, накручиваем.
Много пригодится.
Видно, да?
When I'm activating the device in the air, I'm making the highest amount of voltage, and that leaks it through and then is conducted through the metal. I have a small contact area, so I create a burn.
It leaks.
It leaks.
It leaks.
Well, it's actually capacitance. So, in this, there's a wire. So imagine that, and then there's the plastic or rubber. So the wire has a lot of charge. This has almost no charge. But when this goes this way, that the wire goes that way. The charge. Just one has a lot more than the other, so you get a low power in there, which you get there. That's capacitance. Okay, we're going to try the last one, which is going to be hard to do, but we're going to try it. Well, it's going to be hard for both of us. And this is pretty gross. Okay, now, electricity has to go back to the pad to ground. And so I'm going to try to make this work. So this is just like the sausage.
Yeah, but maybe more understandable why we have burn in the other place where
We don't operate. So imagine that this is an adhesion and you're under laparoscopy and you're looking here, but down there it's just touching something and you're burning. Whoops. You have to touch. Okay? And you feel nothing. So very easy to
The
do.
orange does.
The orange. Okay? So you can do that too. And the rest of them are pretty simple. Just little touch, because you need a small contact area. Don't touch it, then activate, because that's when you run risks on your hand. No, use coag. Now you want higher voltage.
I think it's burn.
No, you did. It did burn.
Yeah, yes,
It did burn. You just need a little touch. Yeah, it's actually, you know what? There's too much resistance. It's burned. There's another one there.
Так, курица попробуй.
Yeah, it'll should work. Just get a little corn.
Что есть захотелось еще.
Можешь выжечь и на молодец?
на твоей руке.
So if you had like an ovary, an adhesion, you can see how you can burn something and not know it. So actually, all these demonstrations mean it's safe because I know what it does, or you know what it does now, so you can avoid any of these situations. And you can do any of these tricks. I think I did them all. Right? Light bulb, this bulb, that, hemostat, that. I couldn't do the needle. I couldn't show you that. If it's a smaller, thinner light bulb, if it's a thinner light bulb, it has less gas. You'll see it go on and off like in the video. And but these are big, which is a good bulb. So, there you have it. Spasibo.
Спасибо.
Spasibo, huh?
Thank you.
Good?
Good.
Any questions?
Throw it away. We don't use it anymore.
Yes.
How many times can we use this? How many times can we
Use that pad?
Yes,
You should use that pad once.
only one. Well, that's what we do.
Why? Because this is the major protection the patient has against getting a burn. And you don't really want the patient to have a burn here.
Yes.
And, I guess, probably in China they use it 100 times. Because that's what
Yes,
they do.
only in China.
Yeah, but this you should use once. And one of the things I often show is that this generator does return electrode monitoring. This is a state of the art. This is the best generator from Valley Lab. Other companies have generators that are as good as that, I think. But if the generator doesn't have this system, this pad doesn't work. And if the generator has the system, but the pad doesn't, the generator will still work.
Will burn.
Because, the generator the generator understands whether you have this kind of pad or the other kind of pad. Now, I don't know on this particular generator today, but I think it's still the same. You can plug in a regular pad, so you can make either one. But to your question, you should use this once and throw it away. Besides, who wants this on them after it's been on you? It's gross. Although you got it from me. Any questions?
If there is some little liquid on here between this pad and the patient, what will happen? Will it burn the patient?
No, it won't, because as long as it's a kind of interesting question, because there is a potential situation where you could have a problem. But as long as there's a liquid, the liquid is usually saline or blood or it's serosanguinous fluid, sweat. So those fluids have electrolytes in them. So all you're doing is there'll still be surface contact in a big area. So the purpose of this pad is to distribute the electricity over a big area, not and so the burn only happens here. But as you saw in the demonstration with the meat, wherever you have the small area, it will burn. So I'm pretty sure I can't. I don't think this is going to work. See, because I don't have enough contact. It's still not going to work. Still won't work. Still won't work. You have to have enough contact.
Like this.
Try it.
Red orange.
No, it's also the skin of the orange. It doesn't have enough. Put that, it will work. Maybe. Put another one.
Bigger one.
We'll make a sandwich. One more.
Yes, it's one.
From Mother Russia. So now it'll work, right? So now I can do all the demonstrations myself. Okay, so this will work this way too. And the point is that if you had fluid in here, if the fluid will either cause this to disconnect or it's still part of the circuit and the current is going through all of that. But if there's fluid coming out of here and making something wet and touching over here in a tiny area like this, then you can get burned.
Let's try. Not touching this one.
You want me to burn this one?
Yes.
It will burn.
And the
Because this is allowing the electricity to go.
And this one. The boss of
This is this.
No, because it returns back to the pad.
It's coming back.
Yeah. It's nothing.
Now it doesn't work. Okay, so it's isolated. I don't know why we have that little thing before. You understand? The current has to come back for the generator to produce it, and the current has to be distributed on both sides in order for the generator to work. There's two safety mechanisms present. Okay? No, go ahead. Ask your question.
So there's two parts of this pad is only for understand for generator
That it's connected in a big area. In a big area.
Big enough.
And the second function of this one is really to
Return the electricity back. To return it back,
Two different functions.
two different functions.
To make a circle.
Yeah, so this generator has to have the electricity come back to produce to allow new electricity to come. Okay? Is there anything else you want to do? You feel good?
Yes.
So you have to put you have to put the pad on to do this, but just remember, big surface area. And rings are okay. I was careful with you because I don't know how tight it is. As long as it's a big surface area, it's fine. The reason you take rings off when you do surgery is for edema. So the fingers, it's not because of electricity. But earring, nose ring, belly button ring, and rings in other places that women put them have to come out.
Really?
Yes, because it's a little post
On the stage.
on the patient, because there's a little tiny post. And if the thing is separated from the skin, you'll have a burn there. You can get a burn. Understand?
Yes. And what about metal teeth?
No problem, because it's a big area.
Still.
But in Russia, you pull people's teeth anyway.
But it's only for monopolar.
It's only for monopolar. Bipolar, ultrasound doesn't matter.
What about cardio?
Stimulate.
So
Pacemaker.
so for a pacemaker or a defibrillator, you should always contact the cardiologist, and they will often turn it off. But most of them today are probably okay. You'd also have to contact the manufacturer because they're shielded enough that it's not a problem. But the safest is turn it off and don't turn it back on.
Or use a bipolar.
Or use a bipolar or harmonic. The absolute, well,
Hip transplant.
the absolute safest is a harmonic because there's no electrical energy. So a hip prosthesis, or anytime you have metal in bone, you know when we do the wire, this trick here, this one? Yeah, that's happening also at the bone, where the metal is. You will get a current around the bone there. And so some people believe that can weaken the cement, but I don't have any proof. Okay?
Yes.
And all of you should feel this difference between cut and coag. You'll feel the differences. You could, like, this is a big hole, that's just superficial. So the two closest to you are cut, and the two closest to me are coag. Okay? Da. Da.
Yeah.
Da. Da.
Wonderful. Okay.
My pleasure. All right. Good.
One more question, please.
As many as you want.
What is the real mechanism of working of this when the wire is around? Is it magnetic field or something?
No.
No. Is it
Give a piece of paper.
electricity?
Give a piece.
This
No.
is-
Look.
Nothing is not working. Only God.
Maybe so.
Well, he's not connected to the circuit. The reason cut is just because of the higher voltage. You want it to work? Which one are you using? This one? It shouldn't be working at all because it's over here. So I don't know why it's working. But we'll do this generator. Try it now.
Oh, maybe.
You just need more voltage.
But different
And we
brightness.
see different picture. Yeah, we can see waves. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a configuration.
Yes.
No, it's cut. Yeah, it's just okay. So let me explain to what happens.
So it's not
Понятно. Это все. Скажи. А можно взять одну сильную поиграть?
No, when you're not reading, it's not working. Neither is not going to respond. Because
I didn't set it. Okay, so in this, I'm going to make this really simple to understand. This isn't the way it would be. Right? These would be plus, minus, but I just make believe they're all plus. Okay? That's the conductor. That's the wire inside. The outside is the insulator. It has a little charge too, just doesn't have a lot. Okay? So we'll make these pluses. so it's the same. Okay? Now I put electricity in here. So these pluses become minuses. These actually should be minus. Right? When these all become minuses, these minuses become pluses. Then these minuses become pluses again. And these become minuses again. So there's a lot more here than here. But if you now think about this, this is going like this, right? And this is also going like that. It's just a lot lower. So an insulator can carry some charge. So when one changes, it forces the other side to change. It's not a magnetic field. It's actually electric current. So this is called capacitance. And that's what you're seeing. But this can be hard to understand. So the simpler way to think about it is, when I drive electricity through here, there's a force pushing it. And when I activate this in the air, I make this the highest force. This generator produces 12,000 volts right now. That's 12,000 volts. And with 12,000 volts, I actually start to push the electrons out. That would be leakage. So I don't care which one, the way you think about it. The physical way is this. The simple way to understand is the voltage just gets so high that it goes out. Okay?
Yeah, but how electricity goes inside? This is glass. It's not.
Well, glass electricity goes through everything. How does your television, remember, your TV is electric. It's a radio frequency wave. So how is it that you can watch TV in your living room when the signal is coming from the United States?
Wires?
No wires. It's all in the air. They're radio waves. So these become waves that are in the air, electromagnetic waves. So how does it go? It goes through the glass. And then inside this bulb is a gas, and it gets excited by the change. So that's electricity goes everywhere. So when you're using electricity in the operating room, it's going through you. If you're standing there operating and you have both hands on the patient, it goes through you.
Thank you.
What other questions? And? Michael? No question?
It's simple for him.
Just no problem. Lena? No question. And one, no question. Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. This was much fun. And now I know that 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. A few of you won't get burned again. Remember, touch, then turn it on. Don't turn it on, then touch.
Don't use electricity at all.
Cut. Use no for cut and coax. But use cut. Don't use coax. You can, because coax is higher voltage, so you're increasing the risk. Okay?
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Bueno. What's your name?
My name is Vera.
What is it?
Vera.
Viera? Viera.